Right, good morning all. This is another Java AC class where we're going to showcase how control structures is being used in Java. Prior this session, already theoretical sessions have been held regarding the meanings of control structures and the theories and when they came into being, why control structures and all that. So we've mentioned that we have three control structures in virtually all programming languages, where we have the sequence. Here, the programs are being executed sequentially without any skipping or not skipping. And we started example uh, that is no branching, nothing. It starts from line number, the lowest line number to the highest line number, and all are being executed. None is left. That is sequence or sequential execution of program. This is a very good example of it. If you have a line number from 1 to 5 and you execute it all, that's sequential. Here you have transfer of control. If you start executing from 1, from 2 you say go to 20. You see, this go to statement, it has been abolished actually in the 1960s via introduction of the structured programming, when the Jacopini and the Baum introduced the theorems. Actually, this go to statement has been abolished. We discussed this in the theory class, and then please you can go through the material and you get to understand what we talk about. We don't want to. There's no way. This is a practical hands-on session. Then selection. For selection, you execute portion of a program, and other portions are left out because they didn't fall into the condition is not satisfied. And then the looping or the repetition statement is saying when you keep executing kind of program or code of a block of code over and over for number of times, it should have a limit. A looping statement without limit, it's called forever loop, which is actually a bad idea of programming because you never see result. It keeps executing without you seeing result. So you have to be, mostly it happens when you mistakenly set the looping continuation condition or continuation condition wrongly, then it does that. Now we want to implement some. Let's check here some of the ideas of selection, since sequence is being used. And for selection, we made mention that for us to execute selection, we can use the if statement, we can use the else if statement. Of course, we can use switch. Before switch, you can use nested if statement. Let's go through the material given to you, and then you can also use the switch. There's also something called ternary operator. You can also use it to execute selection. So I want us to execute this figure, but before then, let's see. I think one simple example regarding the if statement or the selection. Something like this, I think, will really help us to understand what we mean by selection. To kind of see, study the figure below and write. Okay, we were asked to write. I told you I organized this material. I wanted them to implement with ternary. Let's use if statement, and maybe later when we study ternary, we can make use of it. So we want to check whether you are eligible to vote or not. So what are our inputs? We need to get the name of the candidate, right? We need to get the age, right? What else? What else? Huh? That's all. Then we state whether you are eligible or not by checking the age. So please, let's start. This is our Eclipse IDE, and this is the previous program we've written, about 3 programs. So let me close all, and I'm going to start a new fresh. Okay, let me magnify. Please, is this a theme okay by you, or we take it to the normal theme? Is it okay? It's okay, right? Okay. So let's create a new project. To create a new project, you click on File, you go to New, File, move to New, and then you come to Java Project. If you click on Java Project, then you write the name of the project. For example, let's write control structure concept. This is the name of our project. Then you click on Finish. If you look at it, if you look at the package, the package explorer, you see control structure written. You right click, and then you create what? Click on class to create a class. The first class we want to create is to check eligibility for voting. So let's say voting eligibility. We need main method. I've selected it, and then you click on what? Finish. So while clicking on finish, this is what you see. So first of all, you comment end of the what? End of the class, and here end of the what? End of the main. End of the main method. Then we don't need this. It's kind of comment done. It's a built-in one. So the first thing you do is, we said we need age. We need age, and we need name of the what? The candidate name. So it all depends kind of variable you want to use. If you want to use a static variable, then instance variable or class variable or local variable. Let's go by local variables. So this is not all that big program. Huh? You want instance? Okay. If you want instance variable, it's not harm. We can do wherever. But, so let's start. We need candidate name. Candidate name is supposed to be what? String. String candidate name, for example, it's a declaration. But you know, for local variable, you might have problem with this anyway. In fact, we're going to use scanner class, right? Huh?
Yes.
We're going to use scanner class. So let's just start the scanner class, since we want to collect input from user. Scanner SC candidate variable. Candidate name. Let me just say cand name equals to new. Scanner, you said? Huh? Okay, spelling of scanner. All right. Here system dot what? System dot in. system.in, and then this underline tells you that you need to do what? Import kind of library. If you hover your mouse around here, you click, it tells you import what? Scanner library, and you see it here imported. Okay, so this is the object of the scanner, and then we want to collect something from user. First of all, let's say system.out.println. Let's instruct user to enter something. Enter candidate name, for example. Okay, this should come first here. So here, when you say enter candidate name, this is where you're going to create a local variable here, another local variable that holds the value of what? This scanner class. Then you collect this scanner class here. Then you now say next what? Dot next line. It will collect the whole line. If you say dot next, it will collect only one single word. When it reaches space, it will cut off. So the next line, it will collect, it will collect the inputs supplied by the user into here. So let's test here. Let's test. Please, when you're writing program, you don't wait until when you are done with everything. Try to be testing anytime, anywhere you think you can test your codes. Test it so you don't become somehow discouraged when you see long, very large lines of code errors, stack trace. All right. So I wanted to print only this candidate name. When I collect the name, then I print. Let me write something here. Let me just say testing name. So let's run. Program is executed. Let's say Bashir. Can you see testing name Bashir? That means our program is running, right? So to this end, we don't have problem, right? I don't know if you understand what we have done. So this is over. Then we run another. We collect the next one, which is int. The next is int. Then we collect int, which is the age. Age is integer, right?
Yes.
So now you get another scan class. You can use one scan class, but for simplicity, sch equals to new scan class, and here system.in. System.in. Then you instruct the user to enter what? Enter candidate age. Then you collect the age. This is now int, small letter, int. You can say int age equals to the sc, this very one, this sc age. Dot next what? You see what happened is this kind of class is found in a library called java.util. That's why we imported early scanner. There are a lot of can you see many more libraries in here? They are all under what? Util. So we imported only one, which is what? The scanner class, the library. And then this is the class, and then these are methods under the class. If you dot it, it gives you method under the class. So we need int here. It gives us what? Int. If you need string, it gives you string. If you need line, you collect the whole line. For string, you say dot next. So here we have collected the age. Now the question says this, that we should check whether the person is eligible to vote or not. Are we there? Huh? So you check. What is the eligibility criteria? The criteria is what? 18 age. Someone has to be 18. So let's check. So what you do is to check here. You now introduce the if statement. You see, we want to come up with selection. You now check. If what? If age, that's where the age collected from user is stored here, this variable. So you check on it. If age is greater than or equals to, you see inequalities, either equals to or greater than. Okay, greater than or equals to what? 18. If it is greater than or equals to 18, then what? The guy is eligible here. Else, he or she is not eligible. We have only one condition, so we need to come up with the default else. If you have many conditions, you need to state all the conditions. At the end, you bring in the default else. So for anything which is not 18 or which is less than 18, then else takes care of it. Then here you now write sys out that what? What's the person's name? You now call the name here. The person's name here, we stored it inside what? Candidate name. Okay? You see the difference between writing something in quotation and writing it in a, displaying it in quotation or displaying it as a variable. If it is a variable, you just call the variable without quotation. If you put in quotation, it will print candidate name for you. But if you print it out without quotation, since it is a variable, it will print out the value of the variable, which is the name of the person. So you now say candidate name plus. Let's do it this way. For example, hello so person, right? Then you have to, what is this plus sign? What is it doing? It's concatenating. It is a concatenator here. It is not plusing 1 plus 1 2. When a plus sign comes before or after a quotation, it does concatenation, and concatenation means joining the words together. All right, so candidate, okay, hello, this person, you are, we need to showcase, we need to bring display the age. You are plus age, right? You are age, that means the age, right? Another plus sign here. You are this old. Right, I want to continue, but I want to, anyway, maybe after this. Old, okay, it's all right. And you are eligible to do what? To vote. So let's run. Rashid, give me your full name. This way, right? Huh? E? E? Huh? B-E-C-I, and then Musa, M-O-U-S-S-A. Ali. Ali, like this. So you see, one thing with scanner class, until when you subtract something that it continues the flow. The flow of program will not continue until when you execute something, when you put in an entry. Then it asks you of what? Age. That means it has collected this and it is on the memory. It has collected the name. Age. Let's say age is 20. Hello Bashir, Musa, Ali. You are 20 years old. Okay, I said we are 20 old and you are eligible to. You see, the line is too much. Let's cut it. It is too lengthy, right? Can we cut it? And let's make this correction. Hello Bashir, Musa, Ali. You are 20 years old, right? And right, you are 20 years old. You are 20 years old. Years old. So let me cut it from here. I want to cut it from here. Who can give me any sequence? Escape sequence that will do that for us? Somebody will say print ln. You cannot use print ln here because I want to use one print statement. So you can now use \n and it will cut it for you. It will cut it to the next line. Habib Abu Zaria, library department, right?
Yes.
Age 18. Hello Habib Abu Zaria. You are 18 years old and you are eligible to vote. You see what I've done here? I'm supposed not to cut it, but if I want it to start from here, I have to remove this space. This space should go away. Then it will start from the next line immediately. So, but you see, we tested only one part. We haven't started anything here. What if somebody enters something not within the range of 18 and above? Then we need to print something here. Okay. Sorry, name. Candidate name. You are not allowed to vote, for example. Sir? Somebody says he's 5 years old. Okay, sorry. Let me run it again. Kamis, for example, is 5 years old. Sorry, Kamis, you are not eligible to vote. So we need to give a space here and a space here. Right? Let's say somebody is Bala and he is 17 years old. Sorry, Bala, you are not allowed to vote. So you see, Please, let's understand how do we connect this with our topic, control structure. You see, this if statement enables only this block of code, this line, to be executed when this condition tends to be true. If it is false, it will not execute this. It will execute this one. If you have many selection, that's how it continues to check on the condition and executes what is expected. So now, can we look into something here? This we've done for only one person. What if we want to check for 3 people at a time? 3 different guys at a time. Well, I run it, I execute it once, and it will check for 3 people, then it will stop, and then you see result. Huh? Yes, I'll be collecting the names, of course. So how do we do that? Now let's jump into another control structure, which is called looping. We've discussed it. Let's use for loop to implement that. For example, if we use this, we can use this to implement what I said. I don't know whether the question is understood. We want to compute for many people. Huh? Check for the voting eligibility for 3 candidates. Then display what? Display results. You display results for each. Maybe one out of the 3 is eligible, the rest are not, or maybe 2 out of them. You understand? You see, this if you are able to do this, then you've started thinking programming, because it's not always feasible you check for one person, because the time of execution and all this. Can we do that? All right, let's see. So let's create another class. This class, we call it check for eligibility for 3 candidates. Okay, it is too tiny, right? Let me magnify so you see how I've written it. This is the name of the class, and then I click on a selected menu. All right, it is virtually same with what we have written. None of the class. End of the what? End of the main method. All right. Let me magnify. Is it okay? It is okay. So first of all, what we do, we're going to use for statement. For us to write, let us start with the for loop. When we understand the for loop, then we write the other parts that will compute for our voting eligibility. For example, let me use for statement. The first statement, I said I'm going to use int I. If you like, we can say counter. Int I equals 1. This is our looping control variable I less or equals 3. If I is less than or equals 3, continue running. Just condition, looping condition. Then I plus plus, this is the incrementation. End of the for loop. So here for anything you have printed, let's just print out. Let me print out the I itself. Just I, like this. I. What do you understand? What do you guess? It's going to print out the numbers for us, right? Is it not? So when I click, can you see it printed what? 1, 2, 3. If you increment this to, let's say, 50, it's going to print out 50 for you. If I say I should print out numbers from 1 to 1 million, if you start, maybe you might start saying system.out.println system. Oh, you're not programming. You're not programming. Huh? Now you write, look at how many number of scores are here. Is it not just 3? This is just a space I made myself. 1, 2, 3 lines of codes, and it executed that for you. If I increment by 2 plus equals to 2 plus equals to 2, that means it increment by what? By 2, and I said it should run from 1 to 50. Look at what it's going to give you. It started from 1 and it skipped 1. It skipped what? It skipped 2 and printed what? 3. And it skipped it and printed what? So it's moving. It's stepping how many numbers? 2 at a time. So if I make it 5, this is what will happen. If 1, it will add 1 into 5. 1 plus 5, 6, it will print it out. Are we there? If we do not understand control structures in any programming language, you are into great problem. You'll be writing many codes to execute something very minor. Please. Now, let's come back to what we intended doing. We don't have much time to waste here. This we wanted to print out only 3, and we print out we executed 3 like this, and 3 are being done. So that means it has iterated how many number of times? 3. It has the system executed from here, from this this block like this. It executed it how many times? 3 times, and we want to collect information from 3 different candidates to vote 3 times. That means this looping will work for us. Is it? Huh?
Yes.
What is this? This is very simple. There's nothing hard here. Huh? So let me first of all collect name and print out the names, 3 names. So maybe we understand what before we do anything. Are we there?
Yes.
Can we do? Yes, we can. Inshallah we can. So let's start. We need to get. I don't want to copy from that. Let's start it fresh. Scanner equals. Okay, scanner what? The variable name or the object name, SC name equals to new scanner class, right? System.in, thank you. System.in, and you import the library, the java.util library. Okay. Then you now tell the user to enter what? But you see, if you say user should enter name from here, you'll be wrong, because when it iterates, even though it's okay, since it will maintain, you understand, you then ask him to enter for the three different guys. Let's try it. System.out.println, this is out. enter names for the 3 candidates. You need to give information to user. Maybe you say one at a time. Huh? Somebody should not just jump pack everything and think it work. One at a time. What next? What next? We collect the name, right?
Yes.
Is it? Yes, we collect the name. So the name now. You now say name, string name equals sc name dot next what? Dot next line, right? So we collect the whole line. So now I've been collected, we collected name. Let's just print out name here. Is it? We said enter names for the 3 candidates one at a time. Is it? So Aliyu, what's your school name? You know, Al Hikima University. Is that how it's written? Hikima like this with H. University. So this is what I was talking about. You see, it collected one name and it printed out the name 3 times. Huh?
3 times.
3 times. Yes, it collected the name and it printed 3 times. So you see, now that means our logic is not okay. Let's look into our code. Look at it. This is the name we entered and it printed it 3 times. Of course, it has done its work, but from here we wrong. So let's see how we correct it. Of course, yes, it's going to print it out 3 times, only 3 times. So now, but how do we do? There's a need for us to collect the names within the iteration. Here we collected outside. Whenever it collects, when it runs, it comes down, then it will collect again. Maybe you print it out later out. This is what I'm saying. This is where we collected name, right? So you can do something like this. Cut this into the iteration here. Then you ask the user to enter names 3 times. What of? Yes, you print out outside. Otherwise, if you leave it here, you'll be seeing it, to be printing it. You understand? Even though for us to actually implement this correctly, we need array. But let's try it. We need an array, so we can hold it somewhere. And you see, once it is outside here, this we need to define it here. We need to define it here. We declare it here, but initialize it within here, so we don't have problem with issues of visibilities. The local variable name may not have been initialized. Okay, initialize it. Okay. You know, when you declare a variable and you use it somewhere without initializing it while declaring it, if it is a local variable, it will not accept. But for other variables, class variables, instance variable, you don't have problem. So let's see. I didn't copy your name. I would have copied it. Let's just say Aliyu. Can you see what happened? It will stop for you to enter another name. So let's say Bashir. Is it BA?
Yes.
Like this? BE? Is it correct?
Yes.
Without E? I?
Yes.
Alright. Let's say Habib. You see, it printed only Habib. Why?
The last one,
Huh? It is the last one. So if you want to print out all of them, right? If you want to print out all of them, you need to do what? You need to have an array. Of course, we need to study array. We didn't study array, right?
yes.
We haven't studied array.
Yes.
So most likely, actually, we may not really accomplish this. We have to study array. So we hold it into the array and then we call it from array and we print out. But the most important thing is that we've seen how we do implement things, right? So actually, we can't start swings until when we treated array. Of course, iterations and looping and array are working hand in hand. Okay? Yeah. So I think we'll have to. Can we stop here? So, but I know, but next time when we are to start, we treat array in the theory class, and then we implement this question we have started. All right? Yes. Please, here is an assignment for you. Huh? You said? I didn't used to check the assignment. Yes, when you are done with your assignment and you think if you want us to look into it, we don't have time to start collecting assignment from you, but you come and present it to us. Come and run it. We check where there is problem. We let you know. We put you through and guide you how to correct it. Okay. This is not a primary class or something. This is a programming class. Once it is done, you let us know, and there will be a day when you'll be given a mini project. That's when we start checking on whether you understood the previous things or not. But actually, it's a good something. When you're done with your assignment, you come to us, you run it, we see how far, how good you have implemented. So this assignment, you're going to implement these things, please. The excellent, very good, and all this. This just else if statements. You understand? Collect student's name, collect the age, is it not? The name, the age, and what? And that's all. Then you compute out of the name and age, you compute the grade and the remarks. After that, you run it to compute for you. For this one, we've started, of course, when we treat array, we're going to do it and we accomplish it, so we have a very good understanding about the array itself and the control structure. That's the for loop and the if even and all that.